Okay, here's a new thing that I'm doing starting November 2015. I'm going to start documenting the stuff that I buy that either doesn't work or stuff that I bought that was broken I didn't realize was broken, like glass or pottery or whatever. Or I will document the stuff that I break just to show how much stuff I break or I buy that's broken, which it's actually a lot sometimes. November 1st, first chance, first time out buying stuff. And this month, and I've already got this. This is a Wii, and it won't read disc. It actually does work, but I can't sell it as working because it could be used for Netflix, and also there's a game in here. It's a Nintendo 64, Super Mario 64. So if you get the right controller, you can actually play the game and use this. It is usable, but not for reading games, which means I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to give it to a friend of mine. This Wiimote does not work. Oh, actually, I did pay $20 for this, but it came with power supply, cables, a Wiimote. No, I'm sorry, with the old style Wiimote that's handheld. It's like the old style controllers. So I have parts, so it's no big deal. And this actually does have some value because it does have a game in there, and perhaps someone can use it, maybe myself, to play for reading Netflix or whatever, if I decide to put it all together. I probably am going to sell for parts. And then, and this doesn't work. I bought this a couple of weeks ago, but since I'm starting from scratch, it was right here, and I'm going to give it to a friend. It won't turn on, won't power on. Don't know what's wrong with it. That's it. First, starting off, this is the first thing I got. Doesn't work. November, to be continued. Okay, this is number 2 on, number 2 on things that I broke this month. A pretty nice antique hand tool carved wooden bowl. I was holding it with something else, and I basically dropped it and went bang and hit the floor, and these 2 pieces dropped out. I just looked at it a little bit, and it looks like someone had put nails in it. It looked like there was a chance it was going to split, so somebody had put nails or something in it to kind of stabilize it. Because I don't know if you can see these. There's a nail going this way, there's a nail going that way. I can glue it together. I did lose some little bits out of it, so I mean it's never going to be the same as it was. It does still have some value. I probably paid, I don't know, I'd paid 15 very easily for this, so I paid probably between 10, 15. I don't think I paid 20 for it. Still, I'm a bit bummed about it because I don't see stuff like this very often. This is probably at least 50 to 100 years old. And it's never going to be the same now, that I got to piece it back together. Someone might buy it. It still has decorative value, but whatever. That's another thing I broke in this month, just because I didn't sell it quick enough. And 75 does seem like a lot, I guess. But I'm almost positive I've had it on half-price days where I was willing to sell it for less. Okay, here's the lamp that I bought, and I didn't break the lamp, but I did break one of the globes. I didn't have my camera with me when I broke it. So, what I have to do now is, I only paid $10 for everything, so it's fine. And these are nice, old Murano ones, and I think what I did was I just kind of banged it, and the things kind of hit like that, right? And I got a crack in it, and it just kind of shattered. So anyway, I remember I paid $10 for this. I can probably sell this for $10 still, but I can't include the globes anymore, where I would have been able to sell it for like probably 40 to 50 at least, right? So anyway, I took these off. Since I only have 2, I'm going to put them online, unless I decide to take them to the flea market. But now I'm really rolling the dice because there's a very good chance I'll break these before I sell them. I mean, if they're not perfect. Well, anyway, that's another thing. I had 3. It was on there. Now I have 2, so I can't sell this together. Unfortunately for me, though, I can sell these 2. If I put them online, I'm probably going to sell them for like $50. This I'll take to the flea market and sell it for 10. Okay, here's an example of me not being careful when I was buying something. I only paid $10 for this, and what's wrong with it is going to be very hard for you to see, but I'm going to point out this line here. Maybe you can see it. I can clearly see it, but it's got a crack, and the crack goes down to about here. So this thing is basically straight out damage, and will eventually, depending on how it hits something, whatever, just split in 2. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to bother with it. You know, for the life of me, I can't remember. There's a funny story behind this. When I was buying this, the woman wanted, I don't know. I think she wanted. I can't remember if she wanted. Maybe she wanted $10. I don't know, right? And I was like, it's nice, but whatever. Who cares? I didn't have a lot of money. You know, maybe I paid 20. I can't remember. So anyway, she told me She told me the name and who makes the vase, and I was like, okay, whatever, right? So then I got in my car and was driving away, and I said, you know what? Let me just check this, and I checked it. And because she says, oh, this is like $150 vase. So I checked it, and she was right. It's like $150 vase, and she was only selling it for, say, $10. So, I says, oh, well, let me go back and get it. So I went back and bought it, and I'm sure she knew about the damage to it and just wasn't being honest. But, in a sense, it's my own fault. I didn't check carefully enough. You could say I was being greedy, maybe, and trying to take advantage of her. But every once in a while, I get took, which is kind of what happened. And either way, it's just why you have to be really careful when you're buying glass. All right, here's a couple more things I got that didn't work right. 2 Xbox 360 controllers. I bought these a bit ago in a lot, but I finally got around to testing them. I only test stuff like this when I test systems because it just makes the most sense. I hoard stuff. I hold controllers. I hoard stuff like that because I figure when I get a system without, I might need it. Anyway, I tested this controller for about 3 hours, and I was testing on different games, and finally I tested a game where I found out that this stick here veers right. So, which was pretty annoying. I would have way preferred that it didn't work right away. You know what I mean? Rather than just thinking it was good because I tried like this button, that button. Same thing here. I had played this one for probably a couple of hours, and then I played a game where I found out that this stick veers down. Normally I don't buy this stuff off of flea market or random guys. I like to buy controllers from a yard sale where someone's selling the system because then I believe the person that there's a good chance that it'll work. I think I got these in lots. I think they were like buy it all or whatever. So I don't know what I paid for them, but they don't work. Oh, and I pulled these because I have other controllers that are missing these, and I don't see the sense in throwing them in. These don't work. I can use these on those controllers and hopefully find one that works right. Okay, here's a few more things I have that just either don't work or have problems. I don't remember what I paid for these. Some of them came in cases. I just pulled the cases and I'm going to give the discs to a friend of mine. He can sell them to people who might want to try and polish it. Oh, I didn't notice this actually has a crack in it. This says unreadable. Just notice it has a crack though. That was a Call of Duty MW3 game. Masters Tigers Wood PGA Tour 12 starts, but then it says it's unreadable. Yeah, no crack in that disc. And this is a Madden NFL 13. This actually seems to work, which I wrote, but the disc has a crack. I put some tape on it. Maybe you can see it's right there to stabilize it. I'm not going to sell it. I'm not going to bother trying to sell it to someone and not tell them that it has a crack in it because then I'll have to. I just don't do that. Anyway, 3 more things that I got this week that do not work or seem to have some kind of damage. Okay, here's another thing I broke. This. I've had this a real long time, so it was really past due, me breaking. But I still have 3 more. So now I have a set of 3 instead of a set of 4. So, there, that's what I broke. Okay, this is more of stuff that I bought or traded that doesn't work right or has problems. I traded these. I traded these for a Bomberman game with some other stuff. Now, technically they work, but this one has sound issues. So I'm not going to sell this with the sound issues. It's like low, and it's kind of scuffed up anyway. I'm going to give this to my friend. This works, except no backlight. I'm not going to sell it at a flea market with no backlight. I'm going to give it to my friend. Hopefully he can repair it. If he can't repair it, he will sell it online as is, and I will just get a share, But that's the thing. Sometimes I trade and I buy stuff, and it doesn't work the way I would hope it would. Okay, here's some more stuff I got this month that doesn't work or doesn't work right. Part of like
buying stuff is everybody thinks, oh, everything you get's going to be great and working and whatever, and it's always an awesome deal, but it's not always true. Anyway, I don't really, oh, here. The select button on this controller is no good and it rattles. I don't remember where I bought that. I don't remember how much I spent for it. I don't remember if I got it as part of a lot. Continuing on. This is probably all screwed up. You can just hear it rattle straight up. Again, I don't specifically remember where I got that. I didn't buy it just today. What I do a lot of times is I just put stuff to the side and don't test it until I get a chance. This has problems. This wasn't working right. You can even see like the knobs are screwed and broken off. I think I got that as a lot. I don't think I really paid anything for that. For the life of me, I can't get this game to start. Don't know why. I'm going to give it to my friend. Probably there's something wrong with the circuitry or the board or whatever it is. These were on a trade. And lately, like, trades aren't always the best thing for me. And especially when I get systems. In this particular trade, I was told that one of the systems works and one does not. And this is probably one that didn't work at all because as soon as I turned it on, it red ring. I got that red ring thing, and I got a service message. So, as I actually traded these for, it was part of a trade for a super clean Super Nintendo I had, and I got some other stuff with it. So, if one of these would have worked, it would have been a better deal for me. Since neither of them are working, it's not really much of a deal, and my friend is going to work on it. If he can fix it, I guess it's a teeny bit better, but whatever. This one, just, I can't even tell. Here's my notes. I can't tell if this works without a game. The tray won't open. I get lucky and the tray opens, but then when I put a game in, the tray won't stay closed, so I couldn't test the system. This has problems. This one is possibly working or repairable, but I was not told that it needed any work at all, so I just added in a certain amount when I was doing the math. Anyway, hopefully I won't get any more stuff this month that isn't working. Okay, here's another thing that I bought that isn't working. I don't remember where I bought it. I bought it a while ago. I finally got around to testing it because I needed AV cables. And what I did was I went online. If you go online, you could buy, there's a place that sells AV cables. You buy 20 of them, and they come to like $40 for free shipping. So, no, actually, no. Well, I bought them online. I don't remember what I paid for them. So anyway, I got the cables. I finally got around to testing it, and the AV port is no good, of all things. I don't remember what I paid for it. I believe I bought it at the Meadowlands. I probably paid, I don't know, I would pay like 10 for this. As you can see, AV port's no good. I tested on 2 AV cables. I'm going to give it to my friend. That's why I'm going to give him everything he needs to check and make sure. If he can fix it, great. Then I've got what needs to be together for a system. If not, whatever. It goes in a pile of stuff that I buy that doesn't work or is good for parts.